What's going on, everybody? It's your boy D to the E, and we are here with another one. Now, I know that I'm primarily, like I said, focusing on New World, but I was watching this game, Avengers, for quite some time, been kind of following the trailers and whatnot. I really had my doubts with it, but boy, was I wrong. The beta just ended, I think for its third or fourth weekend, second weekend for PC. I decided to go all in this weekend. I really wanted to give it a fair try. I think I went somewhere around 40 hours, somewhere around there. And I have to say, when I first got into it, I wasn't really feeling it at first. The whole concept of it, I'm a huge Marvel fan, as many people are, and I've been a comic buff ever since I was a kid. And I've always wanted, them to make a Marvel game that actually encompassed, you feeling like an actual hero, you feeling like you actually were immersed into your favorite hero, and you could see what, kind of have that fantasy of just destroying fools, just pow, just doing, all their stuff. And I have to say, this is the first game that I've ever played, superhero related, where I felt that way. And a lot of people have a lot of negativity about this game. In terms of when I was reading a lot of Steam, especially Steam reviews and whatnot, a lot of people have really bad things to say. But then I was looking at how much time they invested, and most of them are 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It's not enough time. It's not enough time to fully test the game, to really understand what it's about. A lot of people that have things that negative to say, I noticed, were low level, under 10, under 20. They haven't really gotten into the full scope of the game in terms of what the beta at least offered everyone. So I noticed my gameplay changed a lot as I went through. So the first mission, as you go through, it's kind of it is a roller coaster, and it's kind of like a theme park situation where it's kind of holding your hand, and it's telling you and kind of taking you along for a ride. And a lot of people probably thought what I thought. I thought this is how the game was going to be. I thought all the missions were going to be like this. You just kind of, take the wheel for a certain amount of sections, and then all of a sudden it takes over, and it forces you to kind of do what it wants you to do, pressing a button here and there. And I come to find out that is not the case. That is really not the case. As you go through, you finish, the first part of the whole bridge scene that you kind of see in the trailer and whatnot. And you're facing Taskmaster at the end, but after that you end up at a base, and you basically have Kamala Khan and Hulk, and you're going through this base, and this is really when you kind of get the a gist of the fact that hey, we're not holding your hand anymore. It's still linear at this point, but in terms of there's no more scenes coming up that kind of takes you away from the action and you forcing to press one button. You really do just have to, you start doing it on your own. And so, when I started playing as Hulk, let me tell you, oh man, I really felt like I was the Hulk. I really felt like I was doing some damage. Just the way his rage bar works, and just how the combos work as you get the abilities. When you first start out, it seems it's very vanilla, in the sense, because you don't have any skills really. So I can see how people could think it's repetitive, because you're just starting out. And after you get through the first initial setup and the base and whatnot, and you get to the missions, I'm gonna really just skip to where the game took off for me. So after you start actually doing the missions, now they only opened up a small amount of the game. I think 10 to 15% or something like that in the beta. It's not even the full game. It's just a very small amount of the game. But even in that small amount of the game, you get to test all the different missions, or at least certain amount of missions, and you get to test out 4 heroes. Now, going through that, I noticed from the get-go, me and my other friends that were testing, we noticed from the get-go, this game is fun. This game is hands down fun. It's just stupid fun. And, you only have, I think, 20 missions or something like that. So you're doing the same missions over and over again, kind of like Warframe, something like that. And, I could understand, again, if you're only testing it for a small amount of time, it could seem boring. But as you go through it, you're having so much fun from the characters and just the moves, and trying to learn how they play and just doing different things. It doesn't even matter that you're doing the same mission at the beginning. Because by the time you get through all of the missions, all the mission types, right? You literally have leveled up, right? So when you go back to try to do that same mission, it's not going to be the same exact mission. There are certain things that are added to the mission. The mobs get harder. There's different types that can spawn in. It's always random. It's never the same. And that was the first thing that I noticed leveling up as you get higher, is with the increased difficulty, even playing on normal. You know, you're playing the same mission, but certain factors in that mission change, and it allows you just don't feel bored. You don't feel repetitive, and you keep gaining skills. Now, I know, you know, people are looking at this and saying, well, you know, you're going to get all your skills eventually, and then this is going to be a linear one way to play thing. You have to understand is that they didn't unlock all the trees for beta. You only have one tree. I think there's like 2 or 3 other trees that you unlock for each hero. So there's way more depth than what they were allowing you to see at this point. They were just giving you an opportunity to see just a general gist of what the game is about. That was the whole point of them doing that. And, you know, I just don't understand the negativity. I think people really needed to give it a fair chance, because everyone that I know that gave it, you know, 15, 20, 30 plus hour opportunity or chance over the course of various weekends, or maybe all this weekend like I did, everyone had a great time. Like, I went from like, now this game's garbage from the first, like, literally on the first bridge when I first started. I might have said garbage, but after I was on the bridge, I was like, nah, bro, I don't think this is for me. Honestly, like, I was like, nah, I wasn't with it. I didn't like that style of gaming. And then as I got through it, even going through the first couple of like story, like it wasn't until I became Hulk and I kind of got into it, and then I really started to feel like, maybe there's something here. And I didn't look at any videos before going into this. I didn't know how, you know, they have a beta video where they kind of explain how the beta is going to go. I didn't watch any of that. I went in just completely just green, right? And so getting into that, once I got into the actual missions, that's where it really exploded for me. I got super excited about it. And so yeah, so they have Kamala Khan, Hulk, Iron Man, and Black Widow. And let me tell you, you would think that there's one character is going to be more fun than the other, and it might for some people. I had a ton of fun on all the characters. They were all fun. I probably had the most fun on Hulk. Once you start unlocking some of the skills and abilities and just from different combos, like I just love just tearing stuff up on Hulk, just being a madhouse.
Hulk, you should have stayed in the desert.
Playing as Kamala Khan was fun. Just all her different abilities, her ability to able to, you know, she's able to like bob and weave and do all kinds of stretchy combos and whatnot. She was fun too. Iron Man was crazy. Iron Man was crazy because you have 3 different types of weapons you can use along with his melee. You got your lasers, you got your rockets, and you got your repulsors, and you can add those into your combos in a lot of different ways, which increases a much different way, like multiple different ways you can play him as you're going through the missions.
Unauthorized access detected. Sequence reset is imminent. Bye-bye.
Black Widow, who you wouldn't think, how could Black Widow keep up, right? How's she gonna keep up? But let me tell you something. Black Widow, maybe just a little bit lower than Hulk, right? Black Widow was, I was just destroying things as Black Widow. Her combo, martial arts, grapple type setup, moves and whatnot in combination, like it was actually extremely fun. She's probably my second favorite of these 4 that we get to test out. She's probably my second favorite, and she does work. All the characters gave me a great sense of immersion. I felt like everyone that I was playing, I was actually that. When I was playing as Tony Stark, I felt like Tony Stark. Like, I remember even telling my friend, like, I'm confused on which weapon I want to use. Like, I'm trying to cycle through, and I want to use my lasers, but I hit the rockets. I'm like, what would it be kind of funny what if that happened to Tony, like, if he was real and it happened in real life, he went to go through the lasers and he ended up hitting the rockets or self-destruct or something stupid like that. I thought it was kind of funny, but I had a total sense of immersion when I was playing Black Widow. I felt like a martial arts super spy. Like it was really cool. Got me amped up about this game. And let me tell you something. The graphics was great. The flashiness, the explosiveness, especially when you're Hulk, I think that was one of the things that got me. When you destroy stuff, you really feel like you destroying stuff. Like when you're in Hulkbuster with Iron Man, you feel like you're really busting stuff up. Like you can build up what's called a stun bar underneath the HP bars of the mobs, right? When that fills up, it gives you an opportunity to do certain special combos, and you can just see all the different combos and finishers. They all have finishers that you can do for each character, and it's just really unique and eye-pleasing, to watch these things happen. I felt like the overall graphics was good so far. They could do a little bit better, like maybe tune up the hair, like I felt like there were certain issues, graphical issues, but it wasn't enough to like complain about, like I don't have really a lot of complaints about this game. But the ones I do have, I'll leave them at the end. But the story, the acting was so good. I felt like I was watching a real Marvel movie. You can really see the emotion, especially from Kamala Khan when she's geeking out over Tony Stark and the Avengers. And her conversations between her and Hulk or Dr. Banner, and the fact just how they banter back and forth. You can really feel the emotion coming back and forth. The sense of urgency, the sense of understanding, and when she is expressing like a certain emotion, you feel it. You feel like you're watching a Marvel movie. Like it's really good how they did that.
What if it's real?
Oh, sorry, what was that?
The cure. What if it's real? I mean, it looks real, but what if I could be normal again?
It didn't work like that.
And this is only a beta, and it really, really excited me to see. I wanted to know what happens in the rest of the story. I want to see what else is going to happen, So that's why I want to buy the game, because I want to see what's going to happen. Like I want to experience it for myself. When it comes to gearing, at first it was a little weird, right? But as you go through, you realize that it's really kind of cool because the gearing goes along with how the game plays. So like when you're going through, you get your power level, kind of like if you think of when something drops, it's got a power level 1, right? So you equip it and it's got certain every I think you got like 5 slots or something like that, and you combine them for your power level for the character, right? And it'll give you your average level. So like if you had 5 level 1s, your power level would be average of 1, right? And as you level up, you get certain abilities or a certain gear that has a star rating. I think it's up to 5 or 6 or something like that. And the star rating, and then depending on the star rating and the color, so you have your traditional green, blue, purple for epic, and yellow for legendary. I found 1 legendary at the whole time that I was playing, which is really, really cool. And depending on the quality of the gear, it's going to have certain perks, and then those perks are going to have certain types of attributes that are going to be better for, like, let's say if you're Hulk, you're going to want more might, but which is like going to help you for melee, you know, or you know, but if you're Iron Man, you're going to want more precision, which is more like ranged stuff, you know, stuff like that. But you can build, I'm assuming you can build for different styles. Maybe you want to be a melee Iron Man. I don't know, because he has like his lasers, the way that the combos come out. You know, you could be a melee Iron Man. You don't necessarily have to fly around. At least from what I saw, from what I'm looking at, and what I was playing, what I experienced. So I mean, there's all different kinds of variations that you can do, and then each gear had like a certain set to it. I didn't get enough gear to really test this. But like there was PIM particle gear, right? So if you wear this piece of PIM particle gear, you think Ant-Man, you know, when you're hitting things, it builds up like a stack. And if they get enough stacks, like the mob will shrink down to like an Ant-Man size, you know, miniature type mob. So stuff like that. There's lots of really cool little things that you can add to your gear to help you do or overcome certain things. You can add certain things that will add, like for instance, Hulk. There's certain gear that can add gamma radiation to his attacks, and you'll see that, you know, when he picks up like his projectile, he'll pick up like a rock, you know, from the ground, and you could have this certain item that equipped, and now his rocks will be like, you know, purplish, greenish, glowing because they have this gamma radiation attached to them. So there's lots of extra variations you can add with the gear, which is really, really cool to think about it. And you know, there's only so much you can see in a beta, you know, but as the mob variations changed, so did the gear. The gear became more complex. I remember seeing epic quality. I saw like 2 or 3 tiers of stuff. And then the materials that you get throughout the missions, you can level those up depending on the quality of the item. So if it's a rare item, it's going to have like 5 upgrade slots, which is going to take a certain material. Each slot of gear takes its own material that you get in missions, from chests, rewards, stuff like that. So let's say if you have all level 20 gear, but one slot only has it's like your wrist or 15, right? You can level if you get a drop for 15, you can level those up to 20 to basically even out your gear to all 20. That one piece will have 5 upgrade slots to level up, so that you all have the same. And then as you move forward to like keep, it gives you the ability to, let's say if you're getting bad at RNG, it gives you the opportunity to at least upgrade that piece to its maximum level, so it doesn't stay at the original level. It has the ability to level up more. A legendary item would have 10 upgrade slots. I'm sorry. Epic item would have 10 upgrade slots. So if you get an epic level 30, you'd be able to level it up to a level 40, stuff like that. So it comes into play because the higher gear you have, the higher, you know, the mobs are going to be, the higher the gear they're going to drop. It all works in unison, you know. So yeah, but overall, guys, I mean, I can go into a super in-depth video, which I'm not going to do because it's just a beta, and I really just wanted to talk about how much fun I had. I just loved all the characters. I really felt like I was a team. I really felt like when all 4 of us were out there. I played a couple games with a buddy of mine, and then so if you don't have anyone to play with, it'll bring in, you know, AI, but it's your AI that you level up, your characters. So if you have other characters, like if I played as Iron Man, I can bring my Hulk, my Black Widow, my Kamala Khan in with me, and you have a team of 4 and you all work together. And it really felt like, I don't know if anyone's played Marvel Future Fight, but it felt like like if you could like zoom into Marvel Future Fight and go in game, that's what it felt like. I felt like I was playing a first person or third person version of Marvel Future Fight. Like I really felt like because you when you heal, you know, and you're getting materials, it's all in little containers, the same way Marvel Future Fight is, the way you're like your character, especially if you watch it on auto on Future Fight, you know, your Marvel character will go around through missions and he'll be killing things, and then he kind of zooms off and destroys a container, and it has like either health or materials. Same concept, you know, in terms of when I was playing the missions. It's kind of funny, like just seeing that. But I have all good things to say about this game. I still will be playing New World, but this is also gonna be another game I'm gonna check out. September 4th, I believe, And this is going to be like, you know, another game that I'm probably going to start covering because it was so well done, and it's just a beta. Now, as far as bad things, as far as issues, I only had 2 issues-ish. I had 1 disconnect in 40 hours. Like, I mean, like, it was like a blatant disconnect, like, for no reason. I was in the middle of a mission, and my game just crashed. So I had 1 crash in 40 hours. And I had 1 situation where a buddy of mine, we were playing, he got trapped in a wall in a specific mission, and the mobs couldn't kill him, and he couldn't die, and we had to end up leaving the mission. So that's all that happened to me. You know, people that were discussing other issues that they had with previous betas, obviously they were fixed. I'm assuming they were fixed. It's all gonna just really depend on, you know, what system you're playing on. I was playing on PC, and I got super hooked into the game. I still want to play it right now. I played it all the way to the end. I got my characters up to as high as I could go. I got my Hulk up to 30. My Camilla Khan up to 26 or 27 or something like that. Iron Man, I think I got him like 20 something. I got them all pretty high. I spent a lot of time, not so much leveling them up for like gear wise at the beginning. Like, I didn't really get the grasp of like how to level them up until like the last 6 hours of beta, when certain things kind of clicked. You know, I was just playing missions and just, you know, trying to learn skills and things like that. And then I kind of understood this. I found the secret area. A buddy of mine showed me the secret area, which gave you access to a vault key. And then realizing that when I go on these vault runs, there was way more gear, way more opportunities to get legendary or epic items. And when that happened, I had like 5 hours left to play of the beta. But once that happened, it just supercharged my my gear score for the characters that I was playing. So I hope that that they fix a couple things. One, like if they do have vault runs, a vault run is something that, like, it's an super big open area, and it's got chests on all of it. It's got like way more chests than a normal mission. And the issue that I have with vault runs is that if they keep that in the game in its current form, people are just going to farm the vault run. You can join a mission, right? And let's say you have a chest the chests always spawn in the same place, right? So you can join them. There's one particular mission you can join. You can go straight to the chest, loot it, and leave the game immediately and keep your gear. That is a problem to me. I can see that being super exploited because people won't do the mission. They'll just go farm the loot boxes and then leave. Rejoin. Farm the loot boxes and then leave. That's how they'll get their gear. So I hope that they change it to make it so that you have to actually complete the mission to get the gear. And I hope they don't let vault runs be consistent, because if they do, nobody will do regular missions. Everyone will just do vault runs, because why not? You have the potential to get, you know, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pieces of gear in one run, as opposed to doing a regular mission where you only get like 2 or 3. So those are my only complaints, my only issues. Overall, you know, I honestly feel like if you haven't checked out this game, you know, you can follow me, or you can follow someone else that's going to be, you know, basically playing the game. I'm definitely going to get the game. I'm going to be playing this game. I'm really happy to see that they've put a lot of time and effort. You can tell a lot of time, effort, and love has been put into this game already, like off the cuff, and you got to appreciate that. You really do. So with that said, I know this has kind of been a long-winded video, but hey, I just wanted to get it out there and give my 2 cents and, you know, give my opinion on it, because it's definitely something I want to get into. So if you guys like the video, please like and subscribe. Keep following your boy. And also, they will have, I think, Hawkeye is coming in. I can't wait for Black Panther. I'm a little bummed out about Spider-Man though, because Spider-Man's only PS4 because of Sony and the lockdown. So that kind of sucks, but you know, they bring Black Panther in, it's all good. I can make amends for that. So anyways, I'll check you guys in the next video. This is your boy D to the E. You guys have a good one. All right. Peace out.